Hello, we are live. If you are in the room, please put your hand up and say hi. Hello, Harry. How are you? Hope you're okay. Brian, you still here? Hope you're having a lovely afternoon. Hey, Becca. I'm Blue Dabba Dabba Dee Dabba Die. Hey, hello. Aroma Concepts in the house. Hello. You might want to stay tuned. You may have seen and been arrived because of my thumbnail. So I won't be spending too long waffling in the live because I would like people to be able to watch this back. Going to try and keep it to around half an hour. Famous last words. So people might be inclined to watch it back afterwards. I have a little visitor with me today. Our scruffy pup, Teddy. So he wanted to keep me company, so he's sat next to me on the sofa. So we have Teddy. Hi, Craig. For some reason, my son loves live. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. So yeah, what we're going to be doing is I received in the post a huge, great big box a week or two ago now. I think it's about a week ago. And that is the size of the box. So a rather large box. Now, we bought a fair few of them, but Aroma Concepts were very kind enough to put a couple of fragrances in there for us to review and try. So I will be doing some reviews from some of these fragrances. Now, I have opened some of these. I've opened all of them, but I've only not really tested them or done much with them. I think a very quick spray. You know what it's like when you get out of a big box, you get a lot of fragrances at once and you try and spray them all at once, you get a bit overwhelmed. And that's what happened to us. Me and my wife, Bex, as you know her, we opened all the fragrances together, smelled them all at once, and I think we were a little bit overwhelmed and we maybe should have just taken it a little bit slower. Right, I've got another little puppy that just wants to say hi. Even he needs a trim. This is Jackson. You know Jackson, hopefully. So they're both sat next to me on the sofa. I'm not sure they're going to leave me alone. Hello, Rob. Thanks for joining. So we have 11 in the house. Now, that's not bad. Considering I didn't give anybody any warning at all, I don't think that was too bad. Sorry, just getting Jackson out of the way because he won't leave me alone. Jackson wants attention all the time. So, yes, shall we get into the fragrances and let you know what is in the big box? Right. Firstly, let me put one back in the box. Becca's been using it already. I'd like to do the full presentation with you and take it out of the box and show you what it's like. The first one we were quite excited by. We picked this one out. Definitely be doing a review on this. Now, you would have seen, hi Paul, thanks for joining us. You would have seen that a few reviews that we've done on Khadlaj, and it is Shiyaka for men. Now, there is another one out, and this one is Shiyaka, and this one is the, it's aimed at ladies, basically. It's aimed at the females. And I am not sure what this is an interpretation of yet. Becca has worn it. It is absolutely beast mode, isn't it, Bex? And that is the bottle. So it looks like the one that you get for men, but this is a sort of slightly rose gold tint with the white at the bottom. Heavy, heavy bottle, heavy glass underneath there, and rose gold atomizer. Right, so I'm going to give that a quick spray and let you know what I get from it. Hi, Dean. Hello, Paul. Hello, Paul Raven. Thanks for joining. Hi, Aroma Concepts are awesome. Great service. Very pleased with Oud Poor Classic. Well, Paul, stay right where you are. Now that, I was thinking, because the male version is something like Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male or Amouage Reflection Man. I'm not sure what this is. Now, it could be Reflection Woman, but I've not smelt that. So I'm not sure what this is. But I can tell you it is absolutely beast mode. It's got probably some vanilla in there. It's got some florals. It's got some fruity notes in there too. But it just absolutely beasts. It's beasting off the card. It beasts. Becca's oversprayed it one day and she found it from overspraying it a little bit too much. But she does really, really like the fragrance and she's very, very happy to keep it in her collection. But I don't know if this is an interpretation. I guess it is, but I'm not sure what it is. I'd love to find out. I really would, because it is lovely. So that is Shiyaka from Khadlaj. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the next. Right, the next one, we're going to get the female versions out of the way first. The next bottle does actually look a little bit like what the original bottle would smell like. So that is the fragrance, and it is Pendora, and it is Femme Noir, and this is Pandora's version, not Pandora, Pandora's version of Versace's Crystal Noir. Now, my mother-in-law has this. I've not smelt it, but Bex, I believe, took a sneaky spray of it, and she's very happy with this. She hasn't worn it loads yet, but her collection is growing. I think she likes it. But that is the bottle. Very, very heavy. Presentation is fantastic. Very heavy glass. Love the lid on it and the gold inscription on the front. That is very nice. Again, another lovely fragrance. Not something personally that I would wear, but I'm sure Becca will enjoy it. So that was Pendora Femme Noir. Now, the last fragrance I've got unboxed. Again, Becca doesn't keep the boxes. She will put them straight on her shelf. She likes the bottles. And this one is from Pendora again. Now, look at the bottle on this. And this one is called Cool Girl, which I'm guessing is Good Girl Gone Bad, but that is a guess. Not smelt the original, so I couldn't tell you if it's the same or what it's like. This is very much just sort of an unboxing, a haul, just to let you know what I've got, what I got in from Aroma Concepts, and what the bottles look like, the presentation, and on a couple of them tell you a little bit about what they smell like. Now, I'm not sure, again, I've not had any feedback from Becca on this one, but let me give it a quick spray. Jackson's given up and gone and lay down now, which is a good thing. Right, so that is very, very pretty, very nice. Again, floral. I think some white florals in there, a little tiny bit of spice, and something sweet like, again, some vanilla. CH Good Girl. Well, there you go. Thank you. This is again very designer like, but it's very sweet and actually very pleasant, and I would certainly not complain with smelling that on Bex. Very nice, and I'll probably even ask her what it is and compliment on her. That is quite nice. Couldn't tell you on what the performance are like on them yet. I'm not sure Becca's even had a wearing of those two. But that is, again, the bottle is incredibly heavy. The lid is quite light, a fake gem on the top, but that is very heavy. And the sprayers are good on them too. So that is Cool Girl from Pendora. Right, now moving on to another one that was sent really because this was actually gifted to us from Aroma Concepts because they wanted our take on it and wanted, I think, Rebecca's take on it because they felt that this was probably one of their favourites. And this is, which I'm really excited to tell you about, Oud Poor Classic. And this one is the, I'm getting the wrong one, apologies, excuse me. Let's change that. Let's change that. This was the one that was sent Rebecca. Oud Poor Blueberry rather than Classic. So that is the box. sort of the dark blue on the bottom, blueberry colour. And let's open and get into it. And the bottles of these are insane. They are a paperweight. Hi David, thanks for joining. They really are huge. They're 100 ml, but the amount of glass in that is so heavy. It's such a heavy bottle compared to the rest of them. That is Oud Poor Blueberry. And this is a metal cap. So metal cap, quite a heavy cap. Plastic on the inside. And let me give that a quick spray. Yeah, they're lovely bottles, very photogenic, Brian. The one that's getting the rave reviews is the one I just gave you a sneak preview of, which I'll just show you in a moment. But let's give that a quick spray. Now, Becca has sprayed this, and unfortunately, Aroma Concepts, it was too oudy for her. Now, this one, straight away, you do get oud. There is oud in there. Now, this is, I say one of the more expensive ones on the website. It is, I think these are £45 for 100 ml, but the quality that you're getting for that money is insane. They do a whole range of these, and the bottles are just lovely to have on your shelf. Hi Mia. And the quality of what I've just sprayed there, it's quite oudy, but you can definitely get the fruitiness, the blueberry note coming through. I wouldn't have guessed it was, yeah, it is engraved. I wouldn't have guessed that it's a blueberry note, but it's definitely a sort of red or a black fruit note. And when you know it's blueberry, obviously you're going to pick that out. But it's oudy, it's blueberry, it's sort of a little bit of light up top, but it's got that oud sort of holding it down. There's not much else I get from it. So there's not like loads of woods. There's not loads of vanilla, for example. There's definitely obviously got other notes in there, but they're so well blended into that blueberry and oud note. And the oud in that is not a barnyardy oud. It is more of a, it's not medicinal either. But it's unmistakably oud. It's not going to be a huge amount of oud. It's not, like I said, thick and resinous. You can see from the colour of the juice, but it's definitely got that sort of oud note to it. And I personally, I'm getting used to that. My nose is getting used to it, and I would definitely wear this myself. But Becca still is very sensitive to oud, as you may all know, and it's not really her cup of tea. Now, give it a year, she might be craving something like this, but we'll see. She's saying nah, I don't think she will. But it is a great fragrance nonetheless, and 1000% worth the £45 price tag for the quality of the juice, the blend, how well it's blended, and also the bottle. It's just insane. So that is Oud Poor Blueberry, which I've been excited to tell you about. Paul said you can imagine what she said about it. Now, no, she wasn't as animated as you might think.
It's not a skanky oud.
No, there we go. I don't know if you heard that. She said it's not a skanky. It's not a skanky oud at all. But she still seems to be very sensitive to any oud. I'll give you an example. We sprayed Hudson 002 yesterday, which I have, and that has got an oud note in. I don't really pick that up. I know it's there, obviously, I can pick it up, but Becca really picked it up. She said, oh, that's got oud in it. And to pick that out, and she picks that out more easily than I do. She just seems to be so sensitive to it. 2 years from now, Tony will be wearing pure Hindi ouds and Bex will be living 3 doors down. Or the next town, Brian, more like. Right, on to the next one. What shall we show you next? I've got some good ones here. Stay around because there's some good stuff. Now let's get the other one out of the way. Something's happened to this one which I needed to talk to Aroma about. I hope they're still in the room. But this one is Oud Poor Classic, and this is Khadlaj. Now Barry's done a review on this, and I believe Matt from Questioning Sense have done a review on this. And this I have worn. I'll be honest, I've worn it. I wore it yesterday, and I got a compliment on it. Now that was, and it was literally probably 6-7 hours after I sprayed it. This is Oud Poor Classic, the same looking bottle, just a different engraving on the front. Now unfortunately on this one, the collar, it's quite a snug fit on the lid, and the collar has come off inside the lid, and it's not leaking or anything, but it's a little bit annoying that that's come off. Now I'm not going to complain. It's not going to stop me using it. You can still use the atomizer properly, as you'll see, so not a big problem at all. But the lid now doesn't stay on, so I'd probably be able to get that out and put that back on and crimp it down again. It's not a big problem. But £45 again. Now this is an amazing fragrance. Paul Raven said this as well. It is, now to describe it, I'm going to be honest, is quite difficult. I'm going to do a review on it because I like a challenge, but it's incredibly well blended. It's got a real citrus top heavy note in it, or a couple of top notes in it that are heavy citrus. It's got some oud, but the oud isn't as prominent as in the blueberry one. It is much more toned down. In fact, the oud is there in the background. Now you know it's oud, and the reason you know it's oud, because when you go to your hand, once it's calmed down a bit, the oud does definitely project. But what I would say about this one, and I think it's one of the reasons that Barry likes it as well, is that it bounces off the skin loads, and it gives you a different aroma in the air. It's a really sweet, easygoing fragrance in the air. And Bex mentioned that she felt it was more musky than oudy. So that was our Pour series have 6 different, and we are changing the cap to the latest crown design. This is a temporary cap. Right, okay, thank you. Well, look, the caps are lovely anyway. They're a lovely heavy metal silver, but that is very interesting to know, and I can't wait to see what they look like. But this, in terms of giving them a report, I'm going to do a full review. Like I said, I'm going to do a full review on quite a few of these, but I just wanted to give Aroma Concepts the courtesy of showing you what I've got, because I've had a lot come in recently and I'm struggling to get through it, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple of these, and this is the main one. This is the one I'm probably the most excited about, and the hype is real. You're going to hear a lot of people talking about this, and for good reason, because this is great stuff. John's in the chat. Hi, John. Thanks for joining. This, John, I think you will like. It's got that oud on the hand when you go to it, but not a skanky oud. It's almost like a musky, it's more must than oud, but it smells quite sweet. It's not barnyardy at all. But in the air, it's got this heavy sort of citrusy note. Now, the citrus note, I'll be honest, when you smell it, it's not like really, really pleasant. But when you move around and you get whiffs of it, it is lovely. So I think that a lot of people will like this, and when you see the reviews, go and watch them, because I don't think it's just going to be me saying how good it is. And for the money, again, I think it's £45. Hopefully Aroma can put that in the chat there. £45 for that 100ml bottle, and what you get is insane. And they will sort the issue with the lids, so the new lids are coming. Hi Heather, thanks for joining. Right, so we're getting through them. I have 4 left to talk to you about. So let's get cracking on and moving on. The next one I'm going to talk to you about is going to be pretty obvious what this is. And the box is quite similar to what you'll see elsewhere. And this is from Paris Corner, who are Pendora Scents. So Paris Corner, Pendora subsidiary of Paris Corner. So sorry about that. I'll get my words out properly. This is called Amber Grand, and it is Maison de Perfumerie Paris Corner. So I think that you can probably guess what this is. Let's get into the box. Right, now the bottle is quite similar, so I think Paris Corner know what they've done with this one. And that is the bottle. And it's called Amber Grand. And you can see from the colour of the juice, hopefully by now you've guessed what that is. And it is their interpretation of Grand Soir. Now, I am a fan of that fragrance. I have a 10ml decant of it. I don't have a full bottle, but it is a fragrance I really, really enjoy. Yeah, it is a nice looking frozen glass bottle. The bottle's nice. The bottle, again, it's so heavy, that glass. You can see how much glass is at the bottom. It is a good looking bottle again. Gold atomizer. And sprayers are always very good on these. And this, I can smell in the air straight away. It's just stunning. This is one I'm really, really going to enjoy. Now, I haven't compared it to the original yet. I've not sprayed them side by side or anything like that. And if I'm going to do that, I'll do that in a full review. But I can tell you it is lovely. And I don't think that one was overly expensive. I believe it's about £25, I think, for that, which I don't think is bad value for what you're getting at all. And it certainly smells lovely. It's got a lovely vanilla, ambery, slightly spicy. The juice colour suits it perfectly. It's lovely. Very, very nice. So that is Amber Grand from Pandora. Very, very nice again. Right, 3 left. Let's get on to the next one. This one I was very interested in trying. I'm not sure what it's an interpretation of. And it is Autobiography Supreme Gold. And this is from Paris Corner as well. And it's their Autobiography range. They have quite a large range with quite a few fragrances that you'll see looking very similar. I love the bottle on this one. Let me show you. I believe these were about £25 as well. And that, look at the colour of that juice. That's the lid, the crown on the top. And the stickers in these are engraved into the bottle, so you can't peel them off. Sort of a print on the glass themselves. And it says Supreme Gold Autobiography. And the lid, as you can see, the crown, it is plasticky, but it suits the colouring in the bottle. Good looking. And let me give this a quick spray. I will find out what this one is. Oh, wow. Shut up, you. Becca's taking the mick of me as usual. I'm not sure, Brian. I will find out. That is, it's got some tobacco in it. It's quite sweet. Very pleasant, very easygoing. A little bit of spice. Maybe some cinnamon or something. It's got some sort of wintry note in there. Very, very nice though. Now, I can't comment on performance on any of these. I can actually on the Oud Poor Classic, and that was, I would say, almost beast mode. It lasted well into the night even from that day until I had a shower. So that lasted incredibly well. That smells very good. Tobacco, sweet notes, some spices, some sort of also. It's not a cherry tobacco. I wouldn't say it's Herod. I wouldn't say it's like Carlisle or something, but it's not tobacco vanille, but it's sort of, it's difficult. I smell something like it. I'm not sure what it is, and it will hit me at some point, but that is very, very good. Supreme Gold by Paris Corner. Nice bottle. Right, we've got 2 left. Now, the next one you would have seen, I'm sure. This is from Pendora as well. And this is called Charuto or Charuto. So Pendora, again, they're a subsidiary of Paris Corner. That is the box. It is called Tobacco Vanille. So it doesn't take a rocket science to work out what this is a clone of, or their interpretation of. Let's get into the bottle. Now, the bottle actually really surprised me. On the pictures, I wasn't sure on what I thought of the bottle, but the bottle's a very square looking, heavy, frosted glass with sort of the browny, goldy colour to it, with the gold plate on the front, which is again indented into the bottle, which is very nice, and it's printed on Tobacco Vanille, so that's not going to peel off. I don't think it's going to wear away easily either. And then on the top you've got Charuto in the gold, and again that is a little tiny plate indented, but it is plastic, into the lid. Now the lid fits on really snugly. It is plastic, but it doesn't look bad on the bottle, as you can see. So heavy glass, good looking bottle, better than I thought it looked from the pictures, better quality. I don't think any of the bottles so far would look bad on your shelf. I even quite like the rose gold Shiyaka. It's a bit gaudy, but I quite like it. But let's give this a quick spray. Atomizer not as good on it, it's not bad. It did spit out a little bit at me, that one. So right, so this is, I have sprayed this on the back of my hand. And this is the clone of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. But it has got some differences. Do I like the differences? Yes. Do I like it as much as the original? Not quite. But let me tell you what I like about it. Now, in the opening, it is slightly more, I would say, medicinal, rather than it being that thick, resinous woods and spices that you get in the original. But it's got an unmistakable, lovely tobacco note with spices. I just find the opening a little bit brighter than the original and not so deep and so heavy. So it's a slightly lighter version of Tobacco Vanille in the opening. When I say light, I would say it's actually a bit fresher, a little bit more medicinal. Now, but it's still unmistakably Tobacco Vanille. If you put them side by side, again, I've done that, I've got a decant, I've done that on this one, they are quite different in the opening. But when this dries down, it does become a lot like the original. So once that fresher medicinal top note goes, you then get left with a similar DNA, and they are very similar. So in terms of price point of this, I believe again this is £25. That is incredible value for what you're getting. If you want that DNA of the original, this will certainly do the job. 100%. Easier to wear, says Paul. I agree. It's I would say a much easier wear than the original, but it is, would you say, a Victorian feel? What to this one, Scott? Victorian, in terms of that sort of old tobacco-y feel to it. Possibly, yes. I get what you're saying. It's not something that came to mind for me. But now you've said it, I understand it. And yes, possibly yes. I think it's because it's got that slightly sort of aged tobacco note to it, but it's got this sweetness to it as well. It's I do prefer the original just because of how beast mode that is and how thick and Christmassy that fragrance is. But for what you're getting, I haven't got a full bottle of the original, and I'm thinking to myself, I would love the original bottle, and I probably will end up with it at some point, whether it be a Christmas or birthday, or just splash the cash, or I get a good price on one. I would own the original alongside this. Now, would I spray the original daily? No, because it's too much for a lot of people, and sometimes even for me. I just wouldn't be in the mood to wear it. But there are going to be occasions when I will want to wear the original, and this will be a substitute for the days that I can't quite deal with that extra resinous notes that you get from the original. So definitely a great fragrance for £25. So, and Paul prefers this to the original. I can see why people would, Paul. Like I said, I don't, just purely because I prefer the extra richness you get in the original, and this medicinal note in the opening. I'm not quite as keen with it, but I can see for people that, a lot of people, it's quite divisive, it's quite polarizing, that fragrance. I think this may, if you're not sure and you quite like it, this might fit the bill for those kind of people. Hey Catty, thanks for joining. So that is, I've got one more left and we're doing okay for time. We are half an hour in. I said I'll be about half an hour, so I'll be about 5 more minutes. This is from Paris Corner again, Privé Zara, another line that they do. Paris Corner have got a huge range. If you've not checked out the Aroma Concepts webpage, go and check them out. It is a rabbit hole of different fragrances that might interest you. It really is. I will be leaving a code below, and I'll be leaving the website in the description when I finish the video. Excuse me, sorry. So this is called Why. I think you can guess what this would be a interpretation of. And I really like these bottles on these ones. Again, quite a thick glass. Good looking, like really blue juice in there. Love the squareness of the bottle. The lid's lovely. Sort of a really good quality, sort of quite a heavy plastic with the sort of gold trim on it. And then the sort of almost goldy, Rosa goldy atomizer on the top. And that has the Paris Corner etched into the top of the atomizer. And this actually gives you the notes on the front of the bottle, so I'll tell you those. It's an extrait de parfum. It's got apple, ginger, bergamot, sage, juniper berries, geranium, vetiver, olivinum, tonka bean, amberwood, and cedar. So this is going to be their interpretation of why. I believe YSL's why, and I believe it's the EDP concentration. So let's give this a quick spray. Hi Joe, thanks for joining. It is a great website. Get lost on their website. I love scouting around, and I try not to go in too much because I know I'll spend a load more money. There's so many more fragrances that me and Becca, I think, would like to try from that website. We could be, if I said to Becca, right, you've got £100 and go and spend on the Aroma Concept, she would be on there for a while, I believe, working out what she wants. She quite, I think she finds it quite intriguing as well, that website. She quite likes it. Now this is, it's lovely. It really is. It is typically a really designer fragrance, but the opening with the apple, it's very, very nice. It's got, you can tell it is that typical designer fragrance, but in terms of what, again, you pay for this, I believe £25 compared to the EDP concentration 100ml, you're going to save yourself probably £50–60. This is very, very nice. Now, I can imagine this would make an unbelievable present for a young man. So I know that Josh, my son, 19 years old very nearly, will absolutely love this fragrance. And I think I'm going to gift it to him. I did buy this one, so I'm not being a cheapskate. I did buy it. I think I'm going to gift this one to him. And because I think he will wear it a lot more than I will, a lot more. And I think he'll really enjoy it. He has had the EDT, and he blasted through that bottle. That's how I know he will like this. It's got, I would say, ambroxan in, definitely. It says amberwood. I would say ambroxan. It's got definitely tonka. It's got some woods, and it's got that tiny bit of spice from the ginger. But the apple opening is lovely. This is, if you like that kind of fragrance, you'll love it. This is the sort of thing that Becca will love on me. If we were going out somewhere or just dress it casually, this quite a simple DNA that's definitely been done in quite a few fragrances is actually definitely very nice, and definitely for the younger crowd, and something a little bit different to, say, Sauvage. It's definitely worth owning if you're looking for an everyday fragrance, a versatile fragrance. You don't want to spend the earth for that. You've got a lot of fragrances in your collection even. This would still fit in really well for that itch that you get when you don't want to wear anything too challenging. You want something fresh and clean and easy to wear. This would be a great choice. And for £25, incredible value. So it is a bit of a blue fragrance. I know it's blue in the bottle, but you know what I mean from that. It's a little bit aquatic. Lovely, lovely, lovely fragrance, and a lovely alternative to something like Bleu de Chanel or Sauvage. Can't recommend this enough. Really can't. £25. So that has been my unboxing. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope some people got something from it. I'm certainly going to enjoy getting to know these fragrances, and I will get some reviews of, not probably all of them, but I will get some reviews of some of them out to you as quick as I can. Definitely be reviewing Oud Poor Classic. That's the one I've been most impressed with. I do really like that. I really, really like the Tobacco Vanille and the Grand Soir clone, and definitely going to be doing the review of the Shiyaka for women, and I'll probably be doing that with the men's version. We'll do a his and hers. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I was going to do this as a video, but I thought, you know what? Let's get live. Let's have a chat. Say hello to a few people, and people can watch it back because it's not too long. So really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching. We will be live, or I will be live with Scent Celine tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So I hope you can join me for that. And we'll be talking about all things oud, but mainly oud for beginners. So fingers crossed you can join me. Thank you so much to Aroma Concepts. There was 9 fragrances in here, and they put 3 of those in for me just for transparency. They put 3 of them in that they would like me to review. So thank you so much to Aroma Concepts for the quick delivery, and also the customer service is second to none. Very, very helpful. They do worldwide delivery. They're not overly priced. There's a minefield of fragrances to choose from. So thank you so much for watching. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you all there. Take care of yourselves and have a great Saturday night. I will be. Cheers.